What's up, everybody? King Triple C here, the Olympic champ, the flyweight champ, and the bantamweight champion of the world. Anyhow, you guys stay tuned, and you guys don't forget to hit up Artem MMA Analysis on YouTube. Because if you don't, you guys can all do me a favor and bend the knee to King Triple C.
Alright guys, bringing you the MMA matchups of the week again. A couple of times now we are running off rumoured upcoming MMA bouts, and we'll go over those, and I'll let you know that they are rumoured, not confirmed yet, but a lot of people are talking about this one, man. Petr Yan versus Corey Sandhagen. Aljamain Sterling has pulled out of his fight. The doctors did not give him clearance to fight, so now we're going to have an interim bout against Corey Sandhagen and Petr Yan. I thought maybe Rob Font would put his name in there to hopefully get the shot, because I guess Corey Sandhagen is coming off a loss, albeit a little bit controversial. It was a very close fight, and TJ Dillashaw is obviously a little bit injured, so he can't actually make the fight. So I thought, Rob Font, currently on a win streak, a 4-fight win streak, maybe he will put his name forward to get into the title shot, but unfortunately he hasn't. So we'll go on to that fight now. I will give a little bit of a breakdown of the fights. I'm just going to let you guys know what fights I'll be talking about. So obviously Petr Yan versus Corey Sandhagen, Rob Font versus Jose Aldo, Derrick Lewis versus Chris Dalkows, Greg Hardy versus Alexey Olynyk, and Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier 4 from Wish, Gian Valanci versus Chris Barnett. So we've got Petr Yan here versus Corey Sandhagen. Yeah, man, I don't really know what to say, man. I know that Corey Sandhagen is really good on the feet, but I think that Petr Yan's just a little bit more well-rounded, and I can just see him winning this fight here. Corey Sandhagen, tall, lengthy guy for the division. He actually looked pretty good in his fight with TJ Dillashaw in that split decision, especially on the feet, able to use his range and his pretty good kickboxing to his advantage there, but unfortunately did end up losing a very close split decision. Before that, he had that pretty viral knockout over Frankie Edgar, and that wheel kick knockout over Marlon Moraes, who has unfortunately found himself on a bit of a losing streak at the moment. So Petr Yan, man, I mean, this guy has he's so funny, dude. He's mocking Aljo in the comments. You can tell he wants to fight Aljo again. He was winning that fight against Aljo, and ended up losing by disqualification there. So now Aljamain Sterling is our champion, but Petr Yan, man, only 28 years old. He's got a few years left in him at the top of the bantamweight division for sure. And I can see Petr Yan winning the interim bout, coming back, fighting Aljamain Sterling for the real belt, and then winning that as well. So I've got Petr Yan on this one, man. I would say maybe a late TKO. Corey Sandhagen, though, 100% has a shot to knock out Petr Yan. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say it now. If Corey Sandhagen is to win, he will probably have to knock out Petr Yan. I think Petr Yan will probably look to take him down quite a few times. He took down Aljamain Sterling a few times as well, and was very successful in his takedown attempts on that fight there. So a lot of people go in Yan decision. I actually think that Yan will finish him, but only 112 votes. I personally have Yan by KO, TKO. Probably later on in the fight. I don't know if it would be like a one-shot sort of knockout like he has done in the past, but I think it would be more like wearing him down like he kind of did to Jose Aldo in that fight that probably went for a little bit longer than it should have. But moving on, speaking of Jose Jr. Aldo taking on Rob Font, and man, this is a pretty good fight. This is a good fight. Okay, so it's going to be a main event. It's going to be a 5-rounder. We've seen 3-round Jose Aldo, the mythical fighter, in action up against Pedro Munoz, where he won that decision unanimously. I think more people were picking against him to win that fight, but I'm going to be honest, guys, I picked Jose Aldo to win that fight. So, oops. Oh, man, I'm a bit of an idiot. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure there were more picks against... Oh, no, there wasn't. I completely lied to you guys. There was a lot of picks for Aldo, but I know that there were a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of pick YouTubers were picking against Aldo in that fight. But I am a boy, Jose Aldo. I was pretty confident in him then. But before that, he was on a little bit of a losing streak in the featherweight division. Lost to Alexander Volkanovski. Split decision to Marlon Moraes when he came down to bantamweight, which was a close fight, man. A very close fight. He obviously lost that fight to Piotr Jan after getting the shot for the belt, and after that, he's bounced back. He beat Marlon Chito Vera and by decision, and then he's beaten Pedro Munoz by decision. But they were in 3-round fights. We know 3-round Jose Aldo is a different animal, dude. But is 5-round Jose Aldo able to beat Rob Font, who looked awesome in his last fight? I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys. I actually picked Cody Garbrandt to win by KO in that fight, which in hindsight was probably pretty dumb, but I don't know, man. I just like Cody Garbrandt. I know he's a bit of a controversial figure, but I have been a bit of a fan of his ever since I first got into MMA. So it looks like it was actually pretty split on the Tapology picks there. I was actually on the Garbrandt KO side, which obviously did not end up happening. Rob Font looked so good on that fight, and it pains me to say it, but I actually think that he could win this fight. And if he does beat Jose Aldo, he needs to ask for a title shot. He's going to be about 35 years old by the time that the title shot comes around, so he's definitely got, well, now I would say he should probably be calling for that title shot. But if Jose Aldo wins this fight, do I think that he gets a title shot? If it's Piotr Jan, then maybe not, but maybe still. I mean, it's Jose Aldo, dude. Dude just keeps on building onto his legacy. I know he's on a 3-fight losing streak, but the guy has come back and won 2 fights in a different division to the one that he reigned for so long, way back in the day. So I think that Jose Aldo, win or lose, man, he's still getting the respect of everyone. Everyone loves him. But unfortunately, I think that Rob Font would win this fight. I really do want to pick Aldo. There's only 31 votes, so this is a terrible sample size. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. At the moment, I've got Rob Font, but the pick could change. The pick could 100% change. Derrick Lewis versus Chris Dalkows. I've seen a lot of people talking about Chris Dalkows, saying that he will never make it in the top of the heavyweight division. I've got to disagree. I feel like Derrick Lewis. Oh, this is a rumored fight as well, by the way. I feel like Derrick Lewis is definitely got a puncher's chance to knock out Chris Dalkows in this one. I'm gonna be honest. Chris Dalkows is fast. He does have a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if he's fighting the one-punch knockout artist in Derrick Lewis, then he should probably maybe be looking to take him down, because we all know that Derrick Lewis can knock you out with one shot at any time in the fight. I know that there's going to be a lot of people on Derrick Lewis's side, but I think Chris Dalkows has a real chance at winning this fight. And to be honest, I need to obviously watch a lot more of his fights, and he hasn't beaten or fought the guys that Derrick Lewis has fought in recent times. But I don't know, man. I feel like this is actually a closer fight than what people might think. A lot more people picking Dalkows than I thought. I thought a lot of people would be on the Lewis side, but yeah, man, we all know that Derrick Lewis needs one punch to knock you out, and it's a main event. That's definitely something to worth noting. This is a 5-round fight. I really should have taken notice to that earlier, but man, gonna be a good fight, and I really do look forward to it. I'm starting Chris Dalkows, maybe by submission, to be honest, but we'll see what happens, eh? Greg Hardy versus Alexey Olynyk. Alexey Olynyk, 44 years old. He has fought 3 knockout artists in his last 3 fights. Derrick Lewis, Chris Dalkows, and Sergey Spivak. I guess Sergey Spivak is a knockout artist, really, but he's just a young guy. He's been fighting these young guys in his last 2 fights. Chris Dalkows, 32 years old. I think Sergey Spivak is like not even 30 years old yet. He's fighting Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy, it is worth noting that he did actually hurt Tai Tuivasa in his last fight before he ended up getting knocked out. But dude, I want to see Alexey Olynyk get his 60th win, dude. That would be so legendary. And I can actually see him submitting Greg Hardy at the moment. But Greg Hardy's going to be coming for his head. That's definitely something worth noting. I think this is a fight that will not go the distance. It's a 3-rounder, which is worth noting. So I think we might see an Alexey Olynyk submission or a Greg Hardy knockout. I'm going to be honest. And to be fair, the Tapology votes reflect that. I don't see this fight going the distance. And I really do hope that Alexey Olynyk gets his 60th win. So now we've got Chris Barnett versus Jan Valanci. This one, I love Chris Barnett, dude. You gotta watch his fight against Ben Rothwell. It's actually hilarious. The dude is 5'9" and weighs in at the top limit of heavyweight. That is hilarious, man. Obviously, surprisingly long reach from the boy Chris here, considering he's 5'9" and he's fighting a 6'3" Jan Valanci. But it's a surprise to me that Jan Valanci is low-key still in the UFC, to be brutally honest. He's on a bit of a losing streak. His record isn't really that clean. He's never really found too much success in the UFC as of recently, but he has been there since the Strikeforce days. He's been signed to the UFC for about 8 years, but he's just been trading wins and losses pretty consistently. He went on a 4-fight split decision streak. Far out, man. And yeah, he's on a bit of a losing streak now. He lost to Jake Collier, which is not really a good look, especially now. Jake Collier's a middleweight that just put on a lot of weight to fight at heavyweight, pretty much. And not muscle weight either. He's a big boy. And now he's fighting Chris Barnett. Chris Barnett, I don't know if you guys know this guy, but he throws like spinning kicks and stuff like that. He's actually a pretty fun fighter to watch. He's 5'9". This guy's 6'3", Jan Valanci. So the fight is going to be hilarious to watch, but for Chris Barnett's sake, I hope he gets like a crazy spinning wheel kick KO or something like that that goes viral or something. But yeah, I've got Chris Barnett by KO, and so does most people. But I mean, Jan Valanci is not too bad. He just hasn't found that much success in the UFC. It's going to be worth noting how much bigger he will be than Chris Barnett. He is 5'9", but he's still a small guy. He's a short fella for the heavyweight division, and I can't wait to watch this fight. It's going to be hilarious. And yeah, that's it for me, man. Pretty long video, about 12 minutes, so hopefully it wasn't too long. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.